All right, so Complex has dropped a funniest people list. So I think it's pretty important that I read this portion
I
of the
don't like
article.
this list and the way it's formulated.
Well, I'm going to explain it right here. So this is like the second paragraph in there. So Complex staff curated a list of funniest people on the internet right now. In the process of evaluating figures, we factored in the reach and the popularity of the content, social media reactions, their engagement rate on their own platforms, and the aggravation of their content.
Mm-hmm.
We are not including current stand-up comedians, which they do include one, and niggas just fucking lying, and legends like Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, and Dave Chappelle. This is strictly for those who are flourishing on online content. Theo Von was an exception because for him to be on the list was consistently going viral for his social media. You know, he's the dude who interviewed Sexy Red.
He is, yeah.
And it's a list based on recent performance on longevity, resume.
Theo Von was also the only white man on the list.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Number 20 was. So Caleb Presley was number 20 on the list. He's the dude who interviewed Drake and his son. He's with Barstool.
Mm-hmm.
He has like the goofy mustache. He kind of dresses like an old school football reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's his little stick. He has his moments. I'm not mad at him for being on the list, but it's kind of like home team type of thing, like Complex and Barstool kind of working together type of thing.
Okay.
And there's also
I remember him.
includes more Barstool, Gillian Wallow. I don't like this. This is the first part of the list that I did not like.
Are they funny?
Not just the fact that they're funny. I don't like that you're including them together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that you're including funniest people and then you have a group of guys together. So now you have two minds against the one.
There's more than one group on this list, though.
That's why I didn't like it. That was the main reason I didn't like it. So next is New York Nay. Not familiar with her work. She looks a little biracial, racially ambiguous.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with her.
Not familiar with work, so we're going to go right past Vince Staples. Okay, what?
What?
He's not funny.
Vince Staples is hilarious to me, but he also doesn't like have a podcast. He barely posts on social media. The only time we get content from him is when he does like interviews.
Interviews or this show, which again was not funny. It was not that funny of a show. So Vince Staples being on the list, I would have took Vince Staples off this list.
Yeah.
He's not funny to me. So here's the next group, Cameron and Mace. Like, come on. We do not need groups. And then I feel like these guys, at least in their own route and their own regard, it should have just been Cameron on the list because Cameron is way funnier than Mace. But you know me, I'm not a fan of that arrogant New York humor. It's not my favorite. So this person who I think was egregiously underrated, Lou Ratchet. Lou is the one who is famous for everybody uses for Young Miami. You see your boy?
Mm-hmm.
We got him on them charges.
Mm-hmm.
Lou is hilarious. Lou got some of the most hilarious content in the world.
He has very unique content.
But it sticks out and you remember it.
Yeah.
And then his like goofy ass looking face and demeanor just sells everything that he does. Kai Cenat, and this is why I don't like the group shit. Because they have Kai Cenat at number 14. Shout out to Kai, young Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
Just had a big moment with Drewski and K Hart.
Yeah.
But then they have after him or before him at 13, Fandom.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar who Fandom is, Fandom, and I think I saw somewhere they said he had a heart attack, so I hope he's all right.
What?
Yeah, I saw somewhere who said that where he had tweeted he had a heart attack or a heart scare or whatever.
Oh,
Probably like some murmurs or whatever. But he's in front of Kai.
Which is weird.
Which is weird in the first part, but then also they're part of AMP together. So then why wouldn't you just put the AMP house in there?
Well, all of them do have like their own shit.
Yeah, but they also still all work together. That's what I'm saying. It's just a weird way. So then the next one is Zoe Spencer. I think she could have been a little lower. I think she was a little too high.
Well, I've seen her content before, and she hangs out with like the AMP niggas and all that stuff. Like she's part of that same like group. So her being grouped together with Fandom and Kai makes sense.
Yeah, I would have put her just a little bit lower just because the only thing I've ever really seen her do was the little balloon shit, and it was just like, okay, it wasn't all that funny.
I think she's funny. She's like she's very aggressive though.
Then I think he was extreme too high. Lou Young. I think he is like PR darling when it comes to this like social media humor shit.
Yeah, I've never seen this man before.
I think he's the guy that you can get that's relatively famous, like in regards to numbers.
Oh, he's the one that did the Shannon Sharp shit. That
Yeah.
was funny.
He did that, but he does really safe humor.
Yeah.
It's not very like we're gonna take some chances and hurt some feelings with this. It's very like, okay, we can bring him in, but we also know we can get him
He
at a
probably
good
hurt
rate.
Shannon feelings a little bit.
No, I don't think he
That's
did.
fine.
That was real timid. Then another group, but then this is fucked up. 85 South Show.
Yeah, and they're all stand-up comedians.
All stand-up comedians, which wasn't acknowledged in the Complex article. Again, shitting on these boys, but the white boy gets to made, specific that he is stand-up and we just made an exception for him. But again, I don't like, the group shit. Then you got Malik B.
Is he not a stand-up comedian also?
I believe he also, because this is with the picture they literally have
Yeah.
for him, is him on stage.
Yeah.
I don't like his humor. He makes Clay humor.
Yeah, I think he should be not on the list at all.
Like him and Clay are like the same person. So again, Complex, y'all are bad at making your own list within your own rules. Desi Banks.
I
is
don't
number
think
8.
Desi is funny.
I think
don't
Desi was
think
too
Desi
high.
Banks is funny.
I think he was way too high.
Yeah, I just don't enjoy his content, and I never have.
If you just want to go off reach, I can understand that and put him in the top 20,
Yeah,
but not 8. 8
Ooh,
is
he's so
extremely
cringy
too
to
high.
me. He's so cringy. I hate everything he does. I
Then
scroll right past it.
Kevro Dolo, I'm not familiar with your game, sir, so I'm not going to criticize you too much.
He does like the high pitched voice thing. He's had a couple things go viral. He's more of a TikTok guy.
Number 6 was Funny Marco. I think maybe he probably should have been in the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Just overall.
Funny Marco is genuinely funny, like on his own.
But I think because of what you let them boys do to you, that's why your shit went down. You let them boys embarrass you. Not a good look.
Yeah.
Then they put Theo Von number 5, which as a comedian, Theo Von is top tier.
Mm-hmm.
And in the fact, like, as a podcaster, his like gifted way to kind of go from straight conversation into like making a joke into an ad, it's amazing.
His train of thought and the way he speaks to people is so fucking chaotic.
It is, but it's like
It's
an
so
organized
chaotic.
chaos.
Yeah. It's like great to like you never get bored. It's like, what the fuck is gonna happen next? I have no idea, but like you're on the edge of your seat and it's hilarious the whole time.
Okay, so this next person I would have put in my top 3 because honestly I would have probably put him number 1 just because me and Drewski had a past little conflict that has since been resolved. But Trey Rags is a funny ass nigga.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you when he did that Dwight Howard skit, that nigga changed the game. That nigga showed he was on some next level shit with this. Like we're not talking about what these other niggas is on. This nigga is just him and his fucking phone, and he creates the craziest scenarios.
Yeah.
His facial expressions,
He has a very expressive face.
it's amazing. Like you can tell the fear. You can tell when he's upset. You can tell when he's ready to beat a nigga. And his expression is flawless. So Trey, I think you should have been way above. That was just like the hood dudes can't say happy birthday. Classic. Classic. Then they did another thing I hated with the group. Mark Phillips and the RDC, which again, salute to those guys. Y'all are my generation. Like we the same age for the most part.
High quality content. Love it.
I think what y'all do is dope, but I think that grouping y'all all in is just unfair. And again, it goes back to the AMP conversation.
Yeah.
And then Ben the Don, Drake's newest homeboy.
Yeah.
In regards to this, I think that's why he was
Drake's
probably so
newest
high.
bottom.
Oh shit.
What?
Calling that nigga Drake newest bottom is
Him
sick.
and Odell broke up. Now that's his new boo. He got a type. He love short, light skinned niggas.
That's crazy too because I have a homeboy who looks just like this nigga. Like I'm talking about spitting image. So crazy. But Ben is I don't think he's number 2.
I think he should have been lower on the list.
Did you see that his interaction with Kevin Hart? When Kevin asked him what he wanted to do and he told him he wanted to act, and then that nigga said, "Oh, I can see that." And then that nigga Drewski like, man, I hate when rich niggas do that shit. He's like, nah, nigga, help us, nigga.
Yeah.
Help us.
Drewski had Kevin dying the whole stream.
But he's always made Kevin laugh from what I've been told. And Kevin has always been on him on getting on stage. He wants him to do stand up.
But Drewski hasn't done
Drewski,
stand-up.
no, that's not his. Drewski not built for stand up. Drewski's a funny nigga. Drewski is a unironically funny nigga.
Yeah, he needs to be like a personality. Just like a person.
That's what makes him
You need
funny.
to host things and whatnot.
Or he can write for people, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he
do
can
roasts, maybe, probably.
I don't think it's verbal. I think he can write scenarios and situations, and then he has the skill to improv it and make it
I
into
don't know.
something.
I feel like he would be good at a roast.
No, unless somebody wrote it for him. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because to me, he hasn't proven anything that shows diction in what he does. He's shown me that he can write stuff and create good scenarios and story, but it's not no diction in it. So again, Drewski was awarded number 1. Again, all of his accolades could have been House, just pretty much him taking over the game. So I think that was, like I said, overall the list. I don't necessarily 100% agree with. Drewski is in my top 3, but I would have had Trey Rags in there, just off of what I just feel about how good he is.
Really quick before we go on to the next list that we're gonna read.
Before we do that though, I think we need to rejoice. Somebody was not on this list. Do you know who?
Who?
Bitch nigga Queens Flip.
Oh yeah, of course he wasn't.
Because he is not funny. And you have put yourself in a situation to essentially fail and continue to fail. And we hope you always do. We do. You've put yourself there. You're going to have to build and claw your way out. Don't look like you're back on Joe Show. You missed another episode. And we're glad to see you.
Oh, is that 3 in a row now?
Yeah. And Patreon he's missed. So we are glad to see your demise. We hope we can see the end of your time on the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're upgrading. So
get them.
look at our new cups.
Don't try to grab it, fat nigga. Relax.
Really quick though.
And this next list is what you should have been on.
Tony, I don't know what his last name is. Statovsky on TikTok should have been on this list. He has 4.3 million followers. And he's had so many, like, black people. Like, that's him. That's him. And he should have been on this list, and he should have been at least, like, top 15. Like,
that's funny.
Tony should have been on this list, and I'm caping for you, Tony, even though, what are you? Are you black? A little bit?
Tell us.
What are you, Tony? I feel like Tony got black cousins, though.
Probably.
He has like dark skinned cousins.
Were they on? Have he had them on? I don't know this guy. Has he been on? Have they been on his content?
He's like shown them.
What does
like,
his hair look like? I feel like that's how you judge a person.
He got a long ponytail. Like it's
curly. Like
it's wavy.
Open.
He
curl?
looks like Albanian or something. He literally just put something up and he said that he should be in a Head and Shoulders commercial. Look at this it is curly. It's very curly. He looked like Mongolian or something like that.
Yeah, that's Caucasian, man. That's more Caucasian than he is.
Yeah, but he got black cousins.
Well, he ain't the black.
He's not the black, but he's raised around the blacks. Okay.